Musicbed has the highest quality songs I've ever used in my YouTube videos. It's awesome, but it does come at a cost, both figuratively and literally. So what about this music licensing service is so great? What isn't so great? And is Musicbed the best choice for you? Out of all the music services I've tried, Musicbed has the highest quantity of songs at 55,000 tracks. You can check all that out for yourself. I've got a link in the description below, but there's also an additional 5,000 tracks that aren't part of the unlimited music subscription and are only available as single-use individual project licensing. I'll talk more on that later. It's worth noting that unlike most of their competitors, Musicbed doesn't have a sound effects library attached, which could be a big downside for some creators. That said, the music is good. It's really good. Despite the large size of their library, I have found all of the tracks on Musicbed to be extremely high quality. They told me that their staff personally curates every single song that goes onto the platform, and they refuse more than 99% of the submissions that they get, which means you're getting better than the top 1% of all songs submitted to the platform. And it shows. They even have some mainstream songs from artists like Judah and the Lion or Ben Rector. And to my surprise, my very happy surprise, I found a collection of music from one of my favorite modern composers, Chad Lawson, as well as the legends of Beethoven and Schubert. While having access to these songs is incredible, most of the most popular tracks or the best tracks from these mainstream artists or legendary composers are all only allowed to be licensed on a single project basis, which I mentioned a bit earlier. The songs from these mainstream artists that are available to the unlimited subscription license holders are their more obscure tracks, and they're still good, but they're not usually the ones that you hear on the radio. With this setting in your menu, you can choose to browse only the songs available to you in the subscription license plan, which when toggled will gray out any single project restricted songs, but still leave them visible to you, which is kind of my first frustration with the site. Seeing all of these great songs, but knowing that I can't download them without paying extra for an individual license is honestly kind of torturous. It's like being at a table and having steak on one plate and salad at another that's right in front of you. You can see the steak, you can smell the steak, you're hungry for the steak, but to eat the steak, you have to pay an extra $60, and so you're forced to consume the lettuce. Now, I like a salad, and those other songs are like a good salad, but when you've got a steak sitting right there, the salad just kind of leaves a bitter taste in my mouth. That's not to take away from how good the other 55,000 songs included in the subscription are. It's just a mental thing with the UI that sort of rubs me the wrong way. The rest of the user interface is pretty straightforward, but they just introduced one huge AI feature, which I'll talk about in a minute. The general music search and browse tool has all of the usual genre, mood, attribute, and instrument filter criteria, but they also have an advanced filter section where you can browse by BPM, key, build, length, and vocals, which is great if you really know specifics about the type of music that you need to soundtrack your videos while you're going into it. On the other hand, if you know the sort of song that you want, but you just can't describe it, that's where their new AI song search tool comes in. If there's a mainstream song that you love the sound of, but you obviously can't use it in your videos without getting copyright strikes, you can type in the song or artist who created the song in the search bar. Then their AI will find similar songs within Musicbed's library and recommend them to you. I haven't found this to be perfect in every case, but usually it gets pretty dang close. Of course, the site also has some pre-curated playlists, which are nice, but they're nothing unique. I mean, most sites have this. One thing that most sites don't have, though, is Musicbed's quick preview feature, which skips your playhead to the most descriptive segment of the song, a portion of the song that shows what the rest of the song might be like. That way, you don't need to spend time manually trimming through the song, finding the middle part and listening to it. It'll just skip you automatically to that spot, which is a small quality of life thing. It saves a little bit of time, not a ton, but it's nice nonetheless. It's nothing crazy, but it's a nice thing to have. Musicbed also has an advanced find similar feature like Epidemic Sound, where you're able to search for songs similar to individual portions of your selected song and they have a playlist-like feature called Projects, where you can save songs that you enjoy and refer back to that project if you ever need to download the license again. If you're a YouTuber, Musicbed will prompt you to link your YouTube channel to the account right when you sign in. Do this, link the channel, this will be important later. When you're editing a video, you have two options. You can license a song from Musicbed, or you can download a trial version. That trial version will be high quality, but it will be watermarked. So you're gonna have to go back through your edit and replace it with a licensed version of the song if you decide that it fits well in your video. All of this is to say, if I were you, I would never download a trial version and use the watermark, just because I don't like to do things twice. So I would recommend just downloading the licensed version of the song first. When you do that, all you have to do is go through this little form, fill out a little bit of information. If you're a YouTuber, this is all you have to do. Just download the song, export it, upload it to YouTube, and your already linked YouTube channel will be automatically cleared by Musicbed's system. However, if the video that you're working on is a client project, Musicbed will give you a code to share with your client that they can paste in their video description that will clear the video with Musicbed's copyright system. This process isn't super crazy, but it's also not the easiest solution that I've ever used. Musicbed's pricing isn't exactly the most simple thing either. The price of both single track licensing and unlimited music subscriptions varies depending upon how you're going to use the music and what sort of licensing you need. YouTubers with under 1 million subscribers can get unlimited music for $30 a month, or a single song for one-time use for $60. If you're a freelance videographer and you want client use for those same songs, the price jumps up to $99 a month and $349 respectively. But if you're a video production business and you have a client that has over 100 employees, you're now up to $199 per month, or $599 for a single-use license. That's not cheap. Dialing it back a bit, you're most likely a YouTuber, so you're gonna be on the less expensive end of that range. But if you really wanna find out what exactly the cost might be for you, Musicbed has a whole tiered system that you click through and kind of sort through and figure out exactly what license you need tailored to you. And it could be more expensive, it could be less expensive, depending upon whether you're gonna use a commercial subscription, or you need weddings, or you need YouTube videos for over 1 million subscribers. It all varies, which is kind of confusing and I don't really like so much, but I have a link in the description below. You can go to see that sort of tiered system and see exactly how expensive Musicbed would be for your needs. So where does Musicbed lie in my tier list of best music licensing services for creators? Well, they have the best music and the highest volume of songs in their library. Those are good things, but they don't have sound effects, and their licensing and download system is kind of confusing and difficult. Plus, it's not cheap. It's the most expensive out of most of the options out there. You definitely get what you pay for when it comes to the quality of the music and the volume of the music, but it's up to you to determine whether that's actually worth it to you, or if you'd be just as happy with a different site. If you're curious about what other sites are out there, different options, you should check out that video where I review them and compare them all to each other.